hearts, minds, where all roads lead to sports, and we talk ball every season. We're your hosts, Legendarius, Hashmaster Z, and Philthy. Opening segment, we got a lot to talk about today. Legendarius, kick us off, please.
Man, this media, it's a joke. And it just so happens that they love to hate on LSU women, bro. And
Facts.
their latest, although she only did 1 year, Sha'Carri Richardson getting dragged through the media ever since the Olympic trials in 2021, where she won the Olympic trials, but then tested positive for marijuana, and then turned into this whole big story. And she struggled a bit last year in terms of just her performance. She didn't have the best year for her standards, but then this year she shows up world champion. First of all, she shows up at the U.S. championships and just bodies everybody. It's crickets. It's crickets for the media. Then she shows up at world championships in lane 9, which is literally the worst lane you could be in, and wins. Like, against all odds, gets the dub, running blind, runs a 10:65, which is one of the fastest times ever, and it's crickets. We don't hear nothing about Sha'Carri Richardson at all. But man, when she was struggling last year, we heard all about it. When she tested positive for marijuana, we heard all about it. But now she balls out, it's quiet. It's like, anyways, you guys want to talk about NFL preseason or what? So how about
No, I don't.
Of course.
But yeah,
Nothing shocking about that, though. That's how they move. That's how they get down. I mean, it's one thing if we're talking about, men, but women, they definitely have a different type of plight, especially black women. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at all about the crickets. But she was praised accordingly among her people and among the track fans and her fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So just wanted to give her flowers. If you guys haven't seen that race, go check it out. It's track and field. It's only 10 seconds, bro. It's only 10 seconds. Go check it out.
I also want to give a shout out to American Noah Lyles, first man to sweep the men's 100 meter, 200 meter at World since Usain Bolt fucking flying down the lane. Another race that takes about 10 seconds, guys. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Well, it's 30 seconds total.
Yeah, 30 seconds. We're asking 40 seconds total. You can watch 3 races.
Yeah, I know. But back about 10 years ago, y'all were sponsoring African kids for pennies on the dollar. Now here's your chance. Do it in 2023. Take about 5 seconds and watch some great racing.
Yeah. Shout out to Lyles, man. He's not even seen as a 100-meter runner, so to pull that off,
that's what's
legit.
insane.
Second fastest 200-meter runner of all time. So he's fastest American in the 200 all time. So he's clearly closing in on Bolt, given he's the first man to do this since Bolt in 2015, and he's within milliseconds of Bolt's world records, and he's young, so he's still got plenty of time to do that. He's only 26, so just entering his prime now.
Tyreek Hill, your move, buddy.
Yeah, stop.
Tyreek Hill ain't doing it.
Stop it.
There's a huge difference between his speed and like actual trained sprinter speed. So,
yeah,
which is still insane.
I feel. Hey, before we dive into the NFL, obviously this is the last weekend of NFL preseason before the regular season gets started.
Woo!
We just gotta touch on the NBA real quick, just real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
Quick detour.
Come on, man. We're fine. First of all, they fined Harden $100,000 for his comments about Morey. What were his comments? And by Morey, I mean Daryl Morey, the Sixers general manager. What were his comments? He said that his general manager was a liar because he opted into his contract and said that he was going to be traded quickly, in which Harden opted into his contract and is yet to be traded. Why are you getting fined for that?
No, he should not be fined for that.
Like,
should not.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Don't talk about your bosses in public. No,
exactly.
It's a grievance.
Exactly. And this is like
You lied to me.
multiple things with the NBA where it's just like, so are you trying to turn your players into like literal robots now? It's like, yes, yes, master, we will do what you say. We will not speak badly of you. We will not speak when we are upset. Like they were trying to, punish Lillard for him saying, yo, I don't want to play for this team anymore. I want to play for this team. All the other teams, I don't want to play for you. I want to play for this team. But then,
Right.
but then we always have this problem where it's like, oh, these athletes, they don't even give like honest answers. They just give media answers. Hello, why are you taking my money for giving an honest answer?
Right. Oh my gosh. It was like because when they do the robotic thing, they're like, oh, he's such a good boy, good fella. All of a sudden, when it's like the real shit comes out, oh, that ungrateful black son of a.
Yeah,
Or it's just stuff like that when they just be going all wild with it. It's like, all right, well, I'm gonna make sure you shut up.
yeah,
And then, yeah, I mean, 100K. I mean, at least with what a Harden makes. I mean, that's like pennies,
yeah,
but at the same
yeah.
time,
And that's
No, it's
my
the
thing
principle.
too.
It's the principle.
It
That
is
is
the
actual
principle.
bullshit.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
principle where it's like 100K. That's hefty.
Yeah.
That's a hefty fine.
So I shout out to the NBA Players Association because they did file a grievance against him based on that, based on the Harden thing. So hopefully NBA ends up losing that one, and they got to sort of back on this new stance that they're trying to take because
Yeah.
it's kind of out there.
You're
Yeah.
right. It's out there, and it's like it's too late. Why do you guys wait till now to be like, oh, you can't say this? Nah, like you allowed this type of behavior, and plus, players are individuals, and I mean that in the best way, meaning that they're human beings, they're free thinkers, and can do whatever they want. And if a general manager lies to you, I should be able to say, hey, yo, I'm not doing business with you anymore because you literally lied to my face.
Yeah,
And this is not the first time Daryl Morey has done this.
exactly.
So it's a pattern.
Yeah, and like that's just like it's crazy, and this happens all the time in sports, and obviously they're always like, oh, it's a business, and then there's the team and the sports, whatever. But you got all the time where these GMs, the business part is like, yeah, we're not going to trade you, and then you always hear, then I found out I was traded. They didn't even tell me. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to
Punk
get
shit.
called out on that is just like, yo, don't be a liar, and you don't got to get called out on it. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
every single GM is like, yo, you're untradeable. Like, I'm sure there's some GMs like, yo, I mean, anything's on the table. I know Brad Stevens, where he's probably saying like, Jalen, we really want to keep you, but if we get Kevin Durant, we might have to say bye bye, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Right. And that's the business side, like, and at least I could appreciate that. But then it's like, damn, it's cold. Like, I don't know if I want to be here long term, but it's like, all right, at least you told me. Versus like you look at me in my eyes and say, you will not be traded. And then I find out through a fucking text message.
Yeah.
So
The best part about the whole story was that he delivered all this in China because NBA has such good standing over there.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Strategic move too. So I'm like, oh no. Like,
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, NBA / Adam Silver, not necessarily smart to police your players when you're trying to implement a fucking stupid tournament mid-season.
that is so.
Not a good
what is the
idea.
so what is the point of that again?
Make money.
Okay. Well, the other point.
Make money. That's it. That's all it's for.
Money.
No, they're trying to make
Winning
it
team
so
gets a BS purse, and they get a nice little purse as in winning, as in winnings, and then
Oh,
they
no, I
get
know, yeah,
a
I
trophy.
got
I think.
That's stupid.
well, they're
Like,
trying they're trying to
Right.
make it so that the players like try hard early season because the ratings during like the regular season aren't good because we know it's like, oh, this player's not going to play. He's going to load manage, not playing, not playing, not playing. So they're trying to make like incentivize the players to play. But the problem is the players that you're trying to incentivize make so much more than whatever the purse is going to be, where it's like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to win. If I'm, Curry or LeBron, like I'm making 40 million and if I win this tournament, I get an extra 500,000. Like, I'm cool, bro.
Yeah,
I will
that's
sit
so
out.
Yeah, that's a tax
that's
write-off.
so dumb. Like, and it's like, all right, let's be real. Let's be absolutely honest. It's an in-season tournament. Like, that is no incentive for me to try harder. So when they said 65 game minimum to stay healthy to win awards, that's the ultimate incentive because that's where the real multipliers come in. So, whoo, Lord,
Yeah.
NBA.
I mean, really, it's a loophole because if I just need 65 minimum out of an 80-some game season, I can just cross my games off. Like, I'm gonna take a game off right here. It's tight. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a
I mean,
workaround
I
everything.
mean, that's inevitable, right? So, I mean, if I was gonna do it, I'd do it against like fucking no name. I mean, not no name teams, but like low tier teams and shit. But every primetime game, I'm gonna play. Absolutely.
Oh,
So,
the ultimate loophole. I can't wait to see who does this first. Is that a player is gonna suit up? They're gonna do the jump ball. They're gonna intentionally foul, and then they go sit down. It's like, I played, bro. Look at the stat sheet. I was on the floor for 5 seconds, but I'm
damn.
but I'm resting.
If somebody does that, I don't know. I'd have to question if you even like the game. I'm like, get out. But yeah, you're right. You're right. That is a crazy loophole.
And literally, I saw Draymond did
Good.
that in Klay Thompson's first game back. Like, Draymond was hurt, but it was Klay Thompson's first game back. He wanted to, like, it was like some symbolism thing. He wanted to, like, start the game with him. So that's literally what happened. They did a jump ball. Draymond intentionally fouled and went and sat down the rest of the game.
Yeah,
Everyone
damn,
that bet the unders on Draymond, they collected that day.
Speaking of players trying to collect, Giannis non-committal on his Bucks extension. He wants to make sure they're down to get another championship run, or he's out of there. Willing to leave 130 plus M's on the table.
I'll do it.
Is from Greece, so he's already rich, and he's smart about his money. But
Yeah,
I feel him because we can
okay.
we can go back to their coaching hire, where it's just like, you're gonna fire Coach Budenholzer and then hire the assistant coach. Like, you're not gonna level up. And you're like, nope, we're just gonna keep running it back with the same squad. So I feel Giannis. I don't feel like the Bucks organization have made moves to really be like, yo, we're going for it. This is what we need. It was the coach, but we got the squad here.
Well, they got Middleton and Lopez on multi-year deals. They were part of that championship roster. That's not enough.
Chris Middleton
But
is
they had
30,
them. They
32,
had them all
turning
last.
33,
They had them the last 3 seasons.
and he's been hurt. Brooke Lopez is like he's a redwood tree at this point, meaning he's ancient. So, so it's like, bro, like they're not athletic. Giannis is still in his athletic prime. Drew Holiday's talking about retirement. So it's like, what are we doing here? Like I said, Chris Middleton is already like 33 years old. So, I mean, there's not a lot of youth on that team. It's the oldest roster in the league. They have no athleticism. You need to take advantage of Giannis's skills before it's too late. And Giannis is smart to say this out loud to let them know, ball's in your court. I'm not signing anything big, because he's smart enough to understand what the hell just happened to Damian Lillard. All this, I'm gonna stay loyal because I want to be remembered. That shut up, okay? The game is about winning championships, and loyalty is one thing if it's reciprocated back to you. Meaning, if Trailblazers really loved you, they would have tried to make a contender around you, and they did not. So
yeah, and
Giannis,
you can look at some of these trades that have gone down, and if I'm Giannis, I'm just like, yo,
what are we doing?
So how come we didn't do that? Like, if we're trading, if you could trade Bradley Beal for Chris Paul, and it's like, why can't you trade Bradley Beal for like Middleton and another player? Like, what
exactly?
How come we aren't doing that? Because of course, like, no free agents that are legit are gonna want to go to Milwaukee. So like, you're not gonna collect in the free agency game. So it has to be through sign and trades. But they're just sitting there like twiddling their thumbs every time they can sign and trade. Like I think Tyler Hero would be a good piece.
Yeah.
Like they need like a legitimate, basically just like a younger Chris Middleton in terms of
They
like,
need
I need like a shooter that could create his own shot and complement Giannis.
Yes, exactly.
But
They need youth and athleticism, so and that's what they don't have.
yeah, so
Speaking of
I
players
like
not
Drew by
having
Giannis, and I hope he ends up somewhere else.
New York Knicks.
shit.
Big time.
Well, don't listen to Bill Plaschke. This fucking guy immediately said the Lakers. I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't
Every
know.
player doesn't want to come to the most taxed fucking state.
Yeah, I
know how to
think
handle a little fucking rainwater, okay? Jesus.
I think with Giannis, I think the dream destinations would be like the Mavs. Knicks, maybe. I could see him being like, yo, I'm taking on this challenge.
Welcome to
Maverick,
Miami.
Knicks, Miami. Sorry, Bam. And then I those are the top three for me for now. So
Speaking of other players, I need to get the hell out. How long is Embiid gonna keep this good guy act until he just asks for a trade?
wait, wait, what was that first thing you said? It's like need to leave? No. Embiid failed them.
Exactly.
But
That's what I'm about to say. Like, Embiid, you don't get to leave, bro. Be a fucking man. You're the MVP. You scored 13 points in the closeout game. Like,
yes.
you don't get to complain. Be better. You choked you choked the lead away in game 6. You didn't touch the ball the last 5 minutes. Be a man. Be the MVP. I don't want to hear it.
Right, exactly. Like Embiid, if he asks for a trade, he's a punk. Like, real shit, man. Because it's like, oh, well, me and James can do it by ourselves. It's like you went 5 of 13, 5 of 17 for 15 points. Shut up.
Exactly.
Like you cried for an MVP. Like you cried for it. Like I don't want to hear anything.
Jason Tatum gave you 50. I don't want to hear
50.
He gave you 50. He gave you more. He scored more than you and James Harden combined. I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. Yeah. I was saying, yeah, no. Embiid's all right. Anyway, let's talk about some real sports. That's fine now. But
no, I just gotta say, you got a squad, like you really got a squad when a team has to play their starters for the whole first half just to keep up with your backups. You know what I mean? That's what Washington did against the Ravens, and in our streak, punks. Yeah. And McLaurin got hurt, and you deserve it. Not McLaurin in particular, but your team, you deserve it. Why are you trying so hard? It's the preseason, bro. You playing our backups hard.
Yeah, they did. And they were throwing like 0 blitzes and shit. I was like, you guys are pathetic. Preseason, bro. Yeah. But then they're like, oh, I mean, look, we all watch like training camp snippets on I'm never calling it X. So on Twitter and whatnot, the Ravens and the Commanders always got chippy, so they don't like each other. And I think it's been public knowledge, if I'm not mistaken, that they don't like each other. So, Commander, that was just a weak move.
Well, the Washington was playing at home. They're still trying to put on that new front, trying to let the fans know this is a new regime, this is a new era. I had no idea why they were going that hard either. And the Ravens, it's like, guys, if you just pull your starters, we win this game. Like, this can be over. And then the Ravens still had a chance in the second half. And it's just like, wow, okay, you guys are really just, okay, you can have this game. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you guys really want to win this preseason game. So here you go. But I will say, the one positive, that boy Zay Flowers, that boy can play. That boy can play.
And that's exactly what that offense needed. Like, just like, it's not the fact that you need somebody to get open deep and just throw it deep to. It's just somebody to make a fucking play.
Yes, sir. And I still got to see the contested catches, but I'm just gonna say, run after catch. That boy moves like Antonio Brown. Run after catch.
He does.
I like it.
Yeah, he killed it. I mean, if they just would have left only Zay Flowers in the game, the Ravens still could have won. Like, that's how lopsided this game it was on paper, and Washington just blew their load. I mean, we hope some of that carries over into the season, but like you said, McLaurin was the cost. He's questionable. Week 1, I think that's what matters more than a preseason. Game 2? This was game 3. Stupid.
Yeah. And then plus it's like, what is it now? Not just Sam. Oh no, they're like, Sam Howell, you played great against the backups. So they found their guy. It's like,
yeah, that was ridiculous too, because actually watching the game, Sam Howell is captain check down. I was like, bro, you threw like 3 contested passes like down the field. Everything else checked down to the running back. I think like Brian Robinson had like 6 or 7 catches. Antonio Gibson had like another 4. Like, bruh, like, I'm sorry, not impressed.
Oh, he was checking down so hard, he actually rose Antonio Gibson's draft stock in fantasy.
Yeah, like, yo,
it was like, oh, Gibson. Oh my god! I was like, excuse me.
Yeah, I was like, calm down, bro. It's a preseason game, and we're actually playing our backups. You know, like. What the Ravens did is like, all right, let's go downfield first drive. Zay Flowers, you scored a touchdown. You're done. I know it's only 10 minutes into the first quarter, but you're done for the rest of the game. We've seen enough.
Right. You've seen enough.
Meanwhile, you got fucking Sam Howell and Terry McLaurin running the 2-minute drill.
Oh my gosh. They need Tyler Heineke bad.
Shit. Good on Johan Dotson though. I did like what he was doing. That was impressive. I like him. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. I like Scary Terry too. I hope he recovers quickly. But Sam Howell, fuck you, just because you're a quarterback.
So, all right, guys, you ready to jump into it? I feel like you guys have been holding your breath, holding your your narbs for long enough. Trey area, what up? Niners trade Trey Lance to the Cowboys. How you feeling, Cowboys fans? Fuck that.
We got the
Fuck that.
Future, baby. No, we did not. You know what's crazy? So I'm over here just chilling. I get a few text messages. Oh, Trey Lance? As in like, oh yeah, no. We're he's about to start. No problem for the 49ers. Next thing you know, looking at my phone, traded to Dallas. I mean, at least we're not paying him $13 million. We're paying him $6 million. So we got to take some of that compensation away. But personally, I think this is more of a quarterback depth type of move. I don't think this is like Dak, we're moving off you because, I mean, he's like what 18 to 20% of the cap next year. So if we were to get rid of him, that'd be really bad. Unless he like shits the bed this year, which I don't foresee. I think this is more of like a, hey, we'll take you on, reclamation project, I guess. We'll see how everything is after the year before we have to actually extend Dak and see how we feel about both quarterbacks. I don't know. Well, what do you think, Phil?
Well, they're the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room in regards to this deal is $59.5 million. That's the cap hit in 2 years with Dak. Does that mean they're going to restructure? Does that mean Jerry's trying to keep him his whole career? We don't know that. We don't know the future. We trade for Trey Lance. What quarterback can the Cowboys possibly get within those 2 years and get him kind of ready and to put him out on the field? We're not going to be able to draft a quarterback. We're too good. We're never going to be able to get a quarterback that's worth anyone's salt that's going to raise eyebrows. You trade for Trey Lance. It's a 4th rounder. It doesn't really cost you much. You develop him. He has low mileage on him. He wasn't really used anyways. Just give him a chance. See what's going on there. I don't see what it is. I mean, the letting go of Will Greer, which is fine. He's not. I mean, he's a backup number 3. It's fine. Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, they can figure it out there. It's fine. This is a no stress situation for Lance. Hey, come in, figure out you have a new opportunity. It's what you want, and get away from that Niner Shanahan pressure. Here you go. Here's a new team. I think it's just a wait and see. At the end of 2 years' time is 2 years' time. Dak is still the quarterback. I feel like nothing really changes other than what's happening in the future. That's it. It's totally fine.
Well, it's two things, which you sort of touched on one. I don't feel like, it's going to be this year or even next year. I feel like it's like Dak is put on notice. So it's like, Dak, you got this season, you got next season. If you don't get it done, then we got options when we coming back to this negotiation table. And, oh, by the way, you think, first of all, it's given Trey Lance 2 years to learn a new system with no pressure. But, oh, by the way, you think that next time we come to this negotiation table, we ain't going to have no leverage? We got all the leverage. We're not going to cash you out what you want because we got this kid right here that can step in and basically do what you do for way cheaper. So you're not going to get,
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. The way that these numbers have been going, it's like, yo, Dak gets paid all this money and he's the reason that you guys lose. If you're getting paid all that money, you need to be the reason we win, not the reason we lose.
So I'm gonna say this, and I thought this was a very astute observation from Peter King, that we may or may not have already seen the best of Dak Prescott, meaning like he doesn't run anymore, and it's not like he's a pocket quarterback. Like it's not like he was ever like a great one, And the more I think about it, I'm like, hey, he's more dangerous when he actually when he actually uses his legs, and he doesn't use that anymore. Now that's what's made him more one-dimensional. And what Legendarius is saying, like, do what you could do much cheaper. I think, well, the way I heard it was more of like, we have a kid who's cheaper that could do what you used to do: run, use your legs, use your arm. So that's just how I see it.
It's not even that. I mean, come on. Led the league in interceptions last year. Like, what do you do great, Dak? You don't do anything great.
No, I just said like you took like he purposely took a weapon away by not running as much anymore. He became a pocket passer, but he's never been a great one. Like, so the interception rate is going to go up because he's not that pocket type of guy. He should be an improviser or somebody who can at least run and get you some yards because it's not like he's slow.
Yeah, and he's already 30, so come next contract, he's going to be 32. Like, do we really want another 5 years of, mediocrity? And on top of that, like, dude's been hurt like 2 of the last 3 seasons. Like, you're not that dependable.
I think this is all.
You're not Lamar Jackson. It's not like you're ever been like MVP status. You've just been like, you're fine, but like you don't win. Dak does not win you guys the game.
That's correct.
I think this is really more like information distraction more than anything. It is way less to do with the Cowboys and way more to do with the Niners and just totally mishandling the draft. The cost to get Trey Lance, thinking it was a big brain move, and it wasn't a big brain move at all. And the cost, I mean, the franchise works out, right? Because the defense is saving itself. But no, this is all bad on the Niners. This is Kyle Shanahan again, blowing the money, did it with RG3, drafted CJ Beathard. I mean, this guy thinks he's smarter than what he is. And he's been talked about that before in that same vein. So it's more on the Niners and John Lynch. And wow, obviously, what do you think you're going to get if you gave all that up for Trey Lance? You have to get something back. That's why I'm okay with the 4th rounder. 3rd and higher, you're talking crazy. 4th, I think that's about it. That's about the maximum for what they gave up and what you're going to get. You're saving yourself. You save face a little bit because it's a 4th. But this whole thing is bad on the Niners. Bad, dumb draft decisions. The number of players you guys could have had. Get Fields, get Mac. I don't know, get Kyle Pitts, get Jamar Chase, get Jalen Waddle, get J.C. Horn, get Micah Parsons. All these players you whiffed on because you thought you were the smartest guy in the league, and getting Trey Lance. This is on the Niners.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's on John Lynch more than Kyle Shanahan because I'm pretty sure that Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones, and John Lynch and the aficionados in San Francisco are like, no, I think Trey Lance is really gonna be the guy, and I feel like they kind of just got outvoted, or Shanahan just got kind of like outvoted on that one.
Yeah,
but you are right that they whiffed on that draft, and like I was saying a few weeks back, Trey Lance they're just trying to salvage it and get a pick back, and they did that.
Yeah, and I just think it's easy to dump on the Cowboys because it's quote America's team. Everyone shits on them. That's like the mantra forever. That's fine.
I wasn't dumping on them. I was saying
other teams that are QB needy. The Vikings could have used Trey Lance way more than the Cowboys could in this situation. There are other teams that need this quarterback to be QB2 or whatever, and they just didn't do it. So I think because it's the Cowboys, cool, let's dump on them, cool. But this whole thing is whatever. Niners, you saved yourself because you got a fourth. Other than that, you guys look bad.
All right, first of all, the Vikings do not need Trey Lance.
Really? They don't? Kirk Cousins is gone.
I'll take Kirk Cousins over Dak.
Kirk Cousins isn't going to be a Viking next season.
Yikes. Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I mean, they're the same person, honestly.
And they already let go of Kellen Mond. They don't have a
That's my point, though. But, all right, this is my point. Even with what you're saying, Kirk Cousins isn't going to be a Viking. And it's like, all right, we'll go get somebody good. We'll go get Kyler Murray. We'll go get somebody that we know can come in and be better than Kirk Cousins because we don't want to pay Kirk Cousins that money. With Dak, it's just like Dak is a worse version of Kirk Cousins, a more turnover-prone version of Kirk Cousins. Like, however you want to put it, that's what Dak is. That's what he's been. And I wasn't even dumping on the Cowboys. I said it's a good move for the Cowboys. It's a smart move for the Cowboys. They're trying to get off of this Dak contract because they need to get off of this Dak contract. Like,
I'll refer to the media, not you. Everyone else getting on. Stephen A. doing his usual bullshit. All the analysts. Oh, this is confusing. It's really not when you look at it. It's not.
Yeah, that's just for ratings. But I'm talking real football. I'm talking real football here. I've been studying tape. I've been watching preseason games. All right, I know exactly. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm just saying. I just feel like it's a smart move because the difference between the Vikings and the Cowboys is the Vikings can just be like, we're off of Kirk Cousins, and if our QB sucks next year, then our QB sucks, and we'll figure it out. If the Cowboys do that, it's the talk. Every single Jerry, why didn't you bring Dak back? What are you gonna do now? Cooper Rush? And then if they don't live up to those expectations, then it's even worse. Where at the Vikings, if they don't live up to expectations next year, nobody cares. Big market, small market. So I felt like it was a smart move. I was actually giving the Cowboys props. This is a smart move. You finally see the writing on the wall with Dak. Maybe he's not the guy, and let's give ourselves some leverage to get out of this, or to restructure his contract and make it more around what his real worth is, which is $1 million less than Daniel Jones, top 10 quarterback. Ain't that right, guys?
Patrick Mahomes asked.
Yo, what is with this? Everybody overnight just decided that Daniel Jones is good, even though he's been trash for 4 years.
It's part of the script. It's part of the script. You weren't there. You weren't there during the script reading. We were all there. Me, Philthy. I think we were sitting next to Shannon, Sherman, and Skip. It was crazy.
Yeah, the look on Richard Sherman's face when he said, "We got to say this." Richard Sherman was crazy. Yeah.
So we're flipping through.
It was a wonderful table read.
Yeah, and I guess Daniel Jones, he's going to be propped up, which is insane. Okay, this is all right. So other than the Patrick Mahomes thing that just made me want to puke, there was one where they're like, well, he's a bigger, stronger Alex Smith. Alex Smith was great, and I was like, okay,
Alex Smith was not great.
Exactly. I was like, he was not great. He is solid. He's solid. Solid check down Charlie.
Yeah, okay? I was like, I don't even know if he was solid. I just didn't think there was that many good quarterbacks at the time. So it's this is what we got.
And he wins with people. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna win with Jim Harbaugh and fucking Andy Reid. So, well, what's your point?
And let's not forget, he did get benched for Colin Kaepernick, and Colin Kaepernick can't throw, quote unquote. If you guys, that was air quotes, but it's ridiculous. Chris Collinsworth said that he's Patrick Mahomes-esque. We got Greg Jennings. Jennings saying he's a top 10 QB. He said he would take Daniel Jones over Dak Prescott. Now, that's why I was joking. I would not take Daniel Jones over Dak Prescott. I wouldn't take either one of them if I had a choice, though. But insane.
Insane.
I don't do it like. Let's not forget. You know how we always get on Kirk Cousins for prime time. Do you know what Daniel Jones' record is in prime time?
Isn't it like 1-20 or something? I mean, not 1.
Like not good.
But I know it's
1-9. He has one primetime win, which he just got this last season. And let's not forget, the Giants won 8 scores by 3 points or less, or 8 games by 3 points or less last season. So always on the edge of losing. They lucked out last year. It's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna go back to the median this year, and halfway through the season, hopefully we're done with this Daniel Jones as a top 10 quarterback narrative. It's like, actually the guy that you've literally seen play for 5 years, now all of a sudden he's good, even though he was garbage for 5 years. Now he goes 9-8, and he's a top 10 quarterback.
9-8, right?
Well,
9-8 in a weak NFC.
The plan's already done. And about Act 3 of the script for the season, if the Giants get in the playoffs, it's because of Daniel Jones, and if the Giants don't get into the playoffs, it's Saquon's fault.
Oh yeah. That was part of the script.
Because obviously he didn't want his contract hard enough, and this is why running backs, the market is the market, and this is why they don't get paid because Saquon can't push him over the hump. That's your narrative.
Whatever. I ain't going for it, but
no. I'm saying Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, best right now is a top 21 quarterback. Him being at 21.
Yeah,
I'll take 21 quarterbacks over Daniel.
And by the way, what's he really gonna do? His entire wide receiver core are tiny slot receivers.
That's all he can do. He can't throw to outside. But
Darren Waller.
He's got Darren Waller.
What's happening here?
Darren Waller.
That's why I'm not buying this.
Travis Kelce.
The IQ wasn't even there. You can run really fast. That's cool. Your wide receiver core, or they're about as tall as me, and then you have Darren Waller.
Well, hello. Well, remember they said that Daniel Jones is Patrick Mahomes-esque, so you got Daniel Jones to Darren Waller.
And he's like Josh Allen.
Mahomes to Kelce. All right.
Oh, yeah. True. I'm mistaken. You're right.
They called him light Daniel. What's his name? Josh Allen. So. He's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes now. That's all.
All right, fantasy players, get off of Mahomes, Kelce, get on Daniel Jones and Darren Waller for your first quarterback and tight end.
They're making history, baby.
Lock it up.
24 touchdowns.
Go ahead. Do it.
Speaking, we were talking about Saquon a little bit. Let's talk about some other running backs.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs, he's back, baby. Raiders.
At the 11th hour, Josh Jacobs returns. And the smart thing is he actually doesn't lose any money because he never signed shit, so he was never part of the team, so he didn't lose anything during this holdout. Smart Saquon. Smart Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but I do hope, unlike Saquon, that he did negotiate. It was like, hey, you guys cannot franchise tag me next year. That's part of it. Me signing this means you cannot franchise me next year. You're going to give me a long-term deal or I'm going to walk.
Correct.
I hope he does that too, but even so, I like we kind of touched upon earlier. I already like the bonus. The contract's way nicer, 12 mil versus 10-point quarters, whatever Saquon signed for, versus Josh Jacobs per game roster bonuses, and Saquon, you have to have a career year. Oh, and we need to make the playoffs.
Yeah, like Saquon, we need to make the playoffs for you to get paid more. I know we're paying this guy that gets all the credit if we win, $40 million a year, but we need you to make sure we make the playoffs, or else you lose out on $1 million.
That's about how that works, though, right? A nice little straw man. Let's go after not the problem, which would, in fact, would be the $40 million quarterback if they don't get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Right. So who do you think? Who do you guys think is worse at negotiating? Are we gonna say Jim Irsay or whoever runs the Cardinals?
Whoever runs the goddamn Cardinals. Oh my God. These folks
Hey, the
have
Cardinals
been
better
getting
cool it
fucking
before they get
fleeced.
investigated.
Like, I think my 6-year-old niece is in the front office making these fucking trades.
Whoever's
Because
doing
I'm
the
like,
trades played a lot of Madden. I'll say that.
I don't even think
he
Madden would
said,
approve these. Madden would be like,
right,
sorry.
Isaiah Simmons for a 7th rounder? Are you kidding me? And don't get me wrong. He struggled, but it's not like he's a 7th rounder to non-value type talent. You might as well just cut him at that point. But just because the freaking Cardinals don't know what to do with them and don't know how to build, like that's not his fault.
For those who missed the news, try and stick with me because it's a doozy. First, the Cardinals trade their linebacker turned safety or whichever, vice versa, to the Giants for a 7th rounder. Okay, fine, that's questionable. They then trade their offensive tackle Josh Jones to the Texans for plus that. I'm sorry, they trade Josh Jones and their 7th rounder to the Texans for a 5th, which is very interesting because now the Cardinals have given up both of their picks from the 2020 draft. And then they top that off by trading that 5th rounder to the Browns for Josh Dobbs and a 7th rounder. Yeah. Goodell, this is what you step in.
Sense.
Yeah, that was like, I was just like, wait.
What's the value of
Like,
a 7th
are
rounder?
you are you guys really really just like, yo, we do not care. We are trying to get Caleb Williams by any means necessary.
Caleb Williams?
That's what I was like.
I love that.
Pull an Eli Manning, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I heard. Here's what I heard. I should have wrote it down. I didn't think it was that important in the moment, but I had heard Caleb Williams is so focused on his NFL journey that apparently he's voiced that if he doesn't like the teams in the running for the draft, he will go back to school. He will go back for another year if he doesn't like the teams picking. So obviously we don't know how true that is because I don't remember who the hell I heard that from. It was something sports related though. But Cardinals, you can go ahead and roll the dice here, and you're probably going to end up shooting yourself in the foot here. I would love to see it.
It's just I don't know. The Cardinals are a mess, are a freaking mess. 0-17. 0-17. I think we might see a team that just wins 0 games. Like it's gotten to that point where like I think we were kind of nice saying 1 to 3 wins maybe, but I don't even see them winning 1 anymore at all.
No?
I mean, it's looking ugly, bro.
It's ugly, man. Like Josh Dobbs, bless his heart. I hope. I mean, at least he probably gives them a better chance to win than Colt McCoy. But Colt McCoy knows the system, so we're not even going to see Josh Dobbs until later in the season. And then
Zach Ertz is healthy. Hollywood Brown's still there. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Hollywood Brown's going to drop the ball. Zach Ertz hurt his knee, so he's been out. Yeah. No. And you still have people that need to, I don't know, stop the other team from scoring points, which they have no defense. Buda Baker, you should have got traded.
Well, they have Washington week 1, so pound that Washington spread. Let's go.
Peg it.
That would probably be the closest game they have because Washington.
Well, are they playing at home? Because if they're playing at home, it's a different story.
Washington is at home, game 1, yes.
Oh, you are fucked, Arizona. Get that spread. Speaking of spreading, Jonathan Taylor gets permission to try and get his trade. He's getting the Austin Eckler treatment. Deadline is actually this following Tuesday, so we'll see what's going down. Apparently, there are 6 teams in the mix here, but nothing really official's coming out yet. But the asking prices was very interesting. How Irsay pretty much blew up this relationship with his running back and just, said how he feels about the position in general. and has the gall to turn around and be like, "Oh, we need like a first rounder or like equivalent value."
Yeah, no.
I don't understand. You just valued him at like a nothing player, so we should trade you nothing. What are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Jim Irsay needs to shut the hell up. Like that drunken fool. So it's like you say like literally what you just said, Phil. Like you bash this player, his value, and then you're like, oh, first round value, first round, or something comparable. So that means I don't know, open up your checkbook and pay him first round money. But hopefully, Miami is real because Miami is one of the 6 teams that expressed interest. And you want to know why Miami is going to be cool for that? Because Mike McFucking Daniels was a run game coordinator for the San Francisco fucking 49ers for years. And that's how, I don't know. I was trying to flow it all together. But anyway, Jonathan Taylor would be a great fit for the outside zone. And
I would love to see what other teams are in the running for Jonathan Taylor because I'm about tired of this Miami talk between the
Fuck
thing
up.
happening.
I want him
They
to
got a full
Miami.
running back room.
So can go. You got Jeff Wilson as your backup.
Gaskins good. All of his running backs
and
are
watch
good.
him go
They're
somewhere ugly like the Titans or something. I don't know. Watch him go somewhere hella fucking ugly, and I'm like, nah. I'm just like, I'm out. But I think Miami makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I think Dallas is a good one. Not because
absolutely not. Because what you have to do, whatever team takes Jonathan Taylor,
Wait, what do you mean?
Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard.
Whatever team gets Taylor, they have to cash him out.
Tag coming off of a broken fibula.
Who also had like 1,000 yards with like the lowest usage rate of any running back in the league last year.
Yeah, and you're not going to increase that, so keep.
You are. Zeke is gone.
You are. That's why Zeke's not there.
Zeke is gone because he can't fucking run anymore.
Well,
that's why
Zeke got more carries than Pollard last year.
Yeah, because he can't run.
Pollard did more with anybody than anybody.
If he gave Jonathan Taylor the same amount of carries as Zeke got last year, Jonathan Taylor.
Bro, we're not talking about Zeke. We're talking about Tony Pollard. Give Tony Pollard those touches.
Yeah, look.
I'll tell you what, if the Cowboys get Jonathan Taylor and cash him out,
Tony Pollard averaged 5.2 yards a carry last year.
Look, give him 15 to 20 touches. Doesn't have to be carries. So where are the other carries going? Is it going to be Deuce Vaughn? Because damn sure it's not going to be Ronald Jones.
Why not? That's the guy.
No.
Well, this is
it's Tony Pollard.
Look, are we trying to win a Super Bowl or not?
Let him be the bell cow.
Do you want to win a Super Bowl? Look.
This is Mike McCarthy's offense now, who notoriously is run heavy. So I think they're going to be running the ball a lot more than usual.
Yeah.
Look. If Jerry Jones is as serious as he says about writing a blank check to win a Super Bowl, then hey, why not stockpile talent? It's
if Jerry Jones signs a blank check for Jonathan Taylor, then Trey Lance will be starting in 2 years. Like what? You're gonna hemorrhage your entire team if you literally do that. Whatever team gets Taylor, they have to cash him out. That's the thing. So he may end up staying in Indy for all we know, but he's gonna have to get cashed out.
And I just want to point one thing out, since you're over here hating on Tony Pollard. Last season,
I'm not hating on him.
Whatever.
No,
last season, Jonathan Taylor had 192 carries for 861 yards.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard had 193 carries for 1,007 yards.
No, I'm not hating on Tony Pollard. It's more the Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram situation. That's all. Because he's a different type of back to where you don't have to give him 25 fucking touches a game, 15 to 20. He's going to be efficient. That's how you're going to get the best out of him. This is all I'm trying to say.
Let him eat. CJ 2K. Tony Pollard 2K. Let him eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look.
Damn.
I mean, I'm down for it. I just don't want him getting hurt. That's it.
Fuck it, it's football.
Well, I mean, you can't have it both ways.
You're
The
right.
media dumps on Trey Lance because he doesn't play enough, and now we're gonna dump on players for playing too much. You got to pick a lane.
Yeah, no, not.
No,
I'm not
Hashmaster Z doesn't pick a lane. He's back and forth. He's like, Saints gonna win it all. Ain't that right?
It's the Falcons, baby. The fucking Falcons winning the South.
Speaking of winning
winning it all, maybe not winning it all.
Stole it from me. That was mine. Go ahead.
Chris Jones being saying it with his chest. He may not show up till week 8 if they can't get this contract money right. Do we believe the Chiefs are in some deep waters over here, or is this much ado about nothing?
We'll see, because I know the offense will be fine. It's just defense always been trash with or without Chris Jones.
Well,
that's what I was saying. I was like, just score more points, like
right.
Whatever.
But I will say it's going to be that type of impact where, you know, maybe in those clutch moments they don't have that guy like Chris Jones to bail them out, which could be a problem. Because the Chiefs aren't unbeatable with Chris Jones out. Shit, if you ask me,
I think they look way more vulnerable, and QBs like Jared Goff's gonna have a field day.
Right, that's all I'm saying. Like it's gonna swing. It's gonna swing over to QB. Let's see. No, what am I trying to say? Like
you still got to outscore the Chiefs. It don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, true, but
Justin Fields gonna ball. Aaron Rodgers may actually score a touchdown.
And then Patrick Mahomes will lead a 2-minute drill and win the game. It's like, that's why I get paid $500 million. Right. And the price is going up too.
And I'm not, and I'm not going to be like, oh, Chiefs are going to be 4-4 by that time. Fuck no, they're going to be like 6-2. They're just.
I think Chiefs definitely lose some winnable games on key possessions without Chris Jones being there.
Do you think so? What do you think their record would be without him by week 8?
Without Chris Jones, if he stays out the full 8, I mean, they can. These teams.
It'll be 8-0.
I see them dropping 4. I see them dropping 4.
No way, bro. They got the easiest schedule.
He said, "No way." I got him at 6-2 at that point. If he sits,
I see him dropping 4.
I don't.
Are you looking at the schedule?
Patrick's too good to drop 4 like that too early.
Are you looking at the schedule?
It wouldn't be his fault. Just like quarterbacks or offenses that are good and they lose because of the defense. It'd be like one of those.
They're not Patrick Mahomes, man. Right. They're not that guy.
Guys.
All right, we don't see week 1. I mean,
they had
a play the other day, right?
They got the Lions.
I think Chris Jones is like the second most important player on that team.
They just got an easy schedule to start. Lions, Jags, Bears, first 3. Then they got the Jets, first 4. Then they got the Vikings.
I think Jags without Chris Jones makes it shaky.
That's what I'm saying.
And then the Jags.
Why are the Jags automatically like super good? The 9-8 Jags from last year. 9-8.
It's not about being super good.
Because they didn't have Calvin Ridley.
That's Chris Jones.
A top 5 receiver.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley's over there.
Did you guys forget
still
that?
Sauce Gardner. There's still Quinnen and Williams. Like, what are we talking about?
Did you guys forget that Chad Henne gave the Jags work in the playoffs last year? Chad Henne.
It's a new season.
Chad Henne gave the Jags work in the playoffs while Mahomes was hurt. Like, the Jags are not that good. The Jags are losing 27-0 to the dumbest team in America. I'm sorry, bro. The 9-8 Jags from last year are not going to have the best record in the league. They're not all of a sudden like this fucking juggernaut because they got Calvin Ridley.
None of us are even saying that.
Will deliver.
None of us have said that.
Hear the prophecy of Nick writes.
Oh my God.
The prince who was promised.
Oh my God. I hope Chris Jones is out that game, and one of you two punks better bet me. I got Kansas City. Yeah, you punks.
Well, they're not
You
going to be
prick.
8-0. If Chris Jones sits out, no, Chris Jones is valuable. I'm highlighting how valuable he is. So,
If
okay,
Chris
because I don't
Jones is
think
not playing the
they're not
Jets
going to be
game, I will bet
8-0.
you. I'll take your bet
8-0 is
against the Jets.
disrespectful.
Against the Jets?
Yeah, if he's not there against the Jets, I'll take that bet.
Sold. I'm not feeling the Jets.
Oh, but I thought they're gonna be 8-0. I thought they're gonna be 8-0.
The Jets? I did not say the Jets were going to be 8-0. I said
No, you said
No,
the
he
Chiefs
said
are
the
gonna be
Chiefs.
8-0 without Chris Jones.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like I'm
Okay,
not.
so why not take the bet?
No. I'm taking it. I said I'm not feeling the Jets. Like I don't like them as much as I did last week.
Well, without Chris Jones, that offensive line doesn't have to worry. So
They do because they still just got one receiver. Corey Davis just retired. He's like, you know what? I'm over this shit.
Corey Day, nobody talked about him all offseason. I forgot he was on the team, to be honest.
He's better than Lazard.
Is he? You think so?
I think so. I mean,
I
he's
don't
had a
think
better
so.
season. Come on, man. Corey Davis had Ryan Tannehill and Zach
I
Wilson.
think if Corey Davis had the same amount of time with Aaron Rodgers as Lazard did, Corey Davis is definitely the better wide receiver.
Yeah.
I'll give him that because it's not like he's straight. Like he's not even trash. Honestly, he's not elite, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Even in Tennessee, he had like 900 something yards. So that's no small feat. But it's just like I actually forgot he was on the team because nobody talked about him.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, the Jets looking shaky. Hard Knocks is just like, ooh, you see the drama starting to.
Yeah, they're pretty
pile
loud.
up.
But
I'm
just saying that the Chiefs will probably drop 2 games, be 6-2. Their defense is going to suffer, but like Legendarius said, you got to outscore Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day. So, and which a lot of teams can't do.
That's true. But luckily, I got a potential bet with Philthy. Sunday Night Football, October 1st. Chiefs. Chris Jones will be sitting on his couch eating some donuts. He's like, man, they really don't need me out here.
He's gonna be kicking back, drinking whiskey. Like, look at these dumbasses. I told George Karlaftis to go on the inside for the sack. He's on the outside. Fuck him. Last round of bold claims coming up right before the season. What you guys got?
Justin Jefferson will get 2,000 receiving yards.
Shit. Okay.
Really? Interesting.
Cousins, I guess he's going to stay a Viking then, huh?
Nope.
2,000? What do you mean? Of course he is. Jefferson 2K. Let's do it. So he's been increasing his yardage by like 0.5% each year. And why not? He got 1,800 last year. Kick it up.
All right, guys. It's that time. Those boys in purple going to the Super Bowl. This is the year. Ravens.
Oh.
Lock it up.
Ravens prediction. Here we go. Like that.
I like that.
They don't get hurt. As long as we don't get hurt.
Last one for me. I will say bold claim for me. I think shit. All right, bold claim for me. Damn, I'm blinking.
I thought you were gonna say something.
Okay, bold claim for me. I got it. Derrick Henry. I think he's gonna drop another 2,000.
I thought you were gonna say something like Stephon Diggs gets traded by week 9 or by trade deadline.
No, I'm gonna just play it safe and go with Derrick Henry.
I don't think. Yeah, that's pretty bold. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's gonna be in the top 3, in rushing this year. But
Ooh.
I think him and those other older running backs are they're officially an anomaly just because they're getting older now. I think this is like no, we may be getting older, but we're still fucking producing, and I think they fucking produce it.
Okay.
All right. We gonna see. And for next week, y'all, we got a lot that we doing next week. So as you know, it is fantasy season. So we gonna be live recording our fantasy draft or live podding while we're doing the draft. So, we'll be doing some draft stuff, talking some draft strategy, doing our live reactions to some of these ridiculous picks that are gonna happen. Because all these geniuses, once it's draft day, they make some not so smart picks. So
we will officially bring you guys into the war room in one of the most talkative leagues around.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And as we wrap that episode, we will give our predictions for the Chiefs versus the Lions, which will be the first game of the NFL season. And we'll preview another little pod that we'll be dropping called Insider Picks, where, we give y'all some sports betting picks so that you can make some money on this NFL season. And that'll be by, Legendarius and Philthy on that one. Hashmaster Z don't know nothing about gambling, so.
You little degenerates. This is the pod you've been waiting for, you degenerates. You can make your cash off us. Don't worry, we will not even take a cut.
I was playing. I'm not Mormon. But it's not legal in my state. I'm just telling people who are in states where it's legal that you can get money for free.
Better get that VPN. VPN companies, holla.
I know, right? All these all these betting companies and VPN companies, holla at us. Sports Minds with a Z.
Yes, sir. With that being said, it's going to be a wrap, y'all. It's episode 26. Like always, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, rate us 5 stars. And we will see you next week. Peace out.